Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at this Hublot Big Bang Meca-10 with King Gold and a blue dial, as well as blue strap. King Gold being basically red gold or rose gold for most of us, with some titanium and ceramic thrown in there, as Hublot does. The reference number for this watch, the 414.OI.5123.RX. I'll be going over all the aspects of this watch, the case size, the bezel, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the strap, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with the case size, we have 45 millimeters from finger to thumb. That's sort of the one screw to the other screw. 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, same as what you get from the 10 to 4 o'clock position. That sort of general diameter is the 45 millimeter case size that they speak of. It's overall a sort of like on the front at least, and on the back as well, you have the King Gold microblasted, meaning that it's a sort of sandblasted look. It gives it a nice diffuse texture to it. So it's not fully lustrous like a high polish, and it's not like a satin brush finish. It gives it a very nice even coating, nice even look to the front and back of a case, all in King Gold, which is Hublot's own version of rose gold, which has a bunch of platinum in it to give it a very distinct feel and texture and heft as well. You also have the sapphire with anti-reflective treatment, probably one of the best I've seen on any watch as well, because, well, if you want that anti-reflective treatment, well, you will definitely want it in order to see into this dial, because that's basically where the main show is. But before we do that, taking a look more at the case, we do have ceramic sides for the case, nice and black to give it that sort of black and gold luxurious color scheme as well. Same on the right side. The black portion also goes right underneath the bezel, which also does have that microblasted texture to it. Gives it sort of like an underwater or sporty feel and look. And definitely you do have the H-shaped screws, 6 of them on the front of the case, and every 2 hours basically. And also on the inner bezel, you also have the minute and second track, so you can gauge the time much more accurately there. And speaking of this dial, quite interestingly, they call it the what's the name? The matte blue skeleton. So it's a skeletonized dial, meaning that you can see all the way through it, and you can see the entire movement as well, front and back. That's where it is. And the dial itself is a matte blue. So in keeping with the sort of finishing look and the texture of the case, you have that same sort of finish on the movement itself, on that dial, but in a blue sort of hue. Very, very dark tone there, almost a shade of blue. And you can see all of the parts in there working together. 18 karat red gold, index hour marks applied on there, as well as with the hands and the small seconds at the 9 o'clock position. Now, taking a look here at the functionality of this watch, this is a fully mechanical watch, or fully manual wind watch. So basically, at the base position for that winding crown, you can just wind the watch itself. And as you can see, we do have a power reserve at the 6 o'clock with its own little red aperture there. That tells me right now that it's at 3 days of power reserve. There's also a little meter at the 3 o'clock to tell you when you should start winding your watch manually. When it's full, that's when you're down to 0 days of power reserve, and you need to, well, basically wind your watch. You have the small seconds constantly going at the 9 o'clock position, and as you can see, I'm currently winding this, and it's still going all the way up to 10 days of power reserve. So very good dispersion of movement there. Pull the crown out, and you can see that that seconds hand does keep going, but you can do a little bit of a little maneuvering there to sort of stop it and keep it in place. If you put a little bit of pressure just backwards, just a tiny bit, works kind of like the Patek Philippe movements in their watches as well. So if you need to hack those seconds, you can do so manually using that tiny little trick I showed you just now. You can set the time nice and precise thanks to the little red hash marks. Pretty high contrast there, almost like stabbing you in the eyes, but still subtle enough that you generally won't notice them. Press the crown back in once you've got that seconds hand nice and synchronized up to a reference time. So what makes all of this work on the inside? What gives you that 10-day power reserve? It's the Hublot 12.01.1201 made in-house by Hublot. Their own movement, basically. A full manual wind with the skeletonized movement with the power reserve in there. They don't really say this, but you can see it. The two spring barrels that basically wind as you physically wind the watch itself. These actually contain the pressure required to keep that movement running, at least that hairspring moving back and forth there at the sort of 8 o'clock position, or like 7 o'clock position, 7:30 position. And these two barrels will actually allow you to have an even distribution of power generated through this watch, so that as they unwind very slowly over those 10 days, you'll get a good even set of basically pressure going through the escapement there, and basically making it so that the time is regulated extremely accurately, even though you do have the pellet forks moving back and forth in there. The power reserve again for this watch, 10 days at a time, and by the way, 100 meters of water resistance. So you have enough to basically go diving. You can definitely do swimming in a pool, or just out in the ocean, but don't go deep diving with this, because there's not much weather sealing aside from the fact that it is a rubberized portion of the crown here, but underneath that, not so much. So be sure to keep that in mind. Now, while I'm zoomed out here, you do have the clasp, or rather the strap here, with a black and blue structured line strap. Nothing too different from Hublot here. You have the black base with a blue sort of striated or channeled strap here down the center. And in true Hublot fashion, you do have the replaceable and removable straps. So just simply press on the button on the front of the case. This allows you to basically just detach the strap, and you can switch it out with any other color should you so desire. And when you want to place it back in, it just clips in nice and easy. Almost no pressure required, just get it lined up nice and properly. It feels like a seatbelt, fits in with that sporty feel, almost like a race car. Now you do have the sizing pins here with the pin buckle as well. Pin buckle combined with a fold over clasp, which actually does keep the excess strap on the inside, so no need for minder loops. You get a clean presentation on this strap here with the Hublot logo there in the red gold with the titanium assembly for the strap here, sort of like blasted with a black color there to make it really fit in with that blue and black, the black and blue strap there. I must also say that I did size this for my wrist, so when I put it on, it won't look so awkward, because, well, let's be honest, 45 millimeters is kind of big for me. Well, not kind of big, it's ridiculously big for me. It's huge. It's there with the wrist presence. If you're going for something like that, this is certainly a contender for that specific purpose. Now, taking a look straight down the wrist here, for me, my wrist is more round than flat. So if you have a flatter wrist, you'll have a much easier time wearing this. If you have a round wrist, you do have the extra added benefit of these straps sort of flaring outward just a tiny bit. That gives you more breathability. So you trade off either wearability or breathability, and either way, it's actually incredibly comfortable. The rubber is incredibly soft, very pliant, and fits the wrist quite nicely, aside from the flare outward near the lugs. Now, taking a look here at the watch itself, straight on, incredibly easy to read. If I turn out the lights here, you can actually see the luminescence of the entire dial, or at least all the index marks, as well as the hands and that small seconds. So you can see the time ticking away in any lighting situation. Very good and nice, clean presentation. And taking a look here in the daylight, or at least in artificial light. The blue and the yellow make a very good sort of complementary color scheme here that just works extremely beautifully, very well. And I think the blue is probably the best possible color choice for this watch specifically, especially sort of echoing outward with that strap. Makes it a very, very good color combination. More than just simply luxury with the gold, black and gold look, which you do have on the sides. But the blue and gold introduces a little bit of extra flair, a little bit of extra touch to it that I think very rarely you will ever see in any other watch. And you certainly get that with this one, this Hublot Big Bang Meca-10 with King Gold and Blue. The reference number for this one, again, 414.OI.5123.RX. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta say about this watch. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, new, used, discontinued, we can get it for you here at Jazz Time. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jazz Time, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.